Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So first, let me introduce myself. My name is Reiska Simanungkalit, and right now I would like to present you about my material today is about syllabus. The syllabus used in secondary schools. Okay, without any further ado, let's check this out. Next. So for the contents, the first is what is syllabus. Second, parts of an ELT syllabus. Third, base competency. Fourth, how do they design social functions, text structure, and language features. And the last is learning outcome indicators. Next. So the first material is what is syllabus. So, a syllabus is a document that describes what the contents of a language course will be and the order in which they will be taught. The contents of a syllabus normally reflects certain beliefs about language and language learning. So, it's a syllabus. It is a label or the content that will be taught by the teacher. Okay, next. Next is parts of an ELT syllabus. So the first we have identity. So the identity in here such as the name of the schools, class, semester, and many more. Second, core competencies. Core competencies, have 4 skills. So the first is spiritual attitudes. Second is creativity, knowledge, and the last is social attitude. Third is standard competencies. So the standard competencies, it is from the core competencies that must be achieved, that the something that must be achieved by the students. Okay, so the standard competencies is something that must be achieved by the students. So fourth is base competencies. Base competencies in here, it is the ability that student must be have. Okay, next, 5 learning material. That is the material that will be taught by the teacher. 6 learning activity. Of course, we know the activity that will be teacher do in the class. 7 is evaluation. The evaluation is like a scoring or grading by the teacher. It is the student good enough for this core competencies or the standard competencies, something like that. 8 is time allocation. So time allocation in here is the durations of the class or the material. Okay. And the last, I think, is learning resource, material, or tools that will be used by the teacher in the class. Okay, next slide. Okay, base competencies. So what is base competencies? Base competencies is a system of instruction, assessment, grading, and academic reporting that are based on students demonstrating that they have learned the knowledge and skills they are expected to learn as they progress through their education. So the base competencies that I have told you before, this is the ability that student must behave. Okay, where is the base competency derived from? So base competencies is the elaboration from the standard competencies. So the standard competencies is come from the core competencies. So base competencies is come from the standard competencies. Okay. Last about base competencies is what is the content. So when you look at the syllabus, what is the content in base competencies? We have Related to what is in the core competencies, there are spiritual attitude in learning activity, attitude that must be obeyed by the students, understanding text or knowledge, and compelling text related to skills that students must be achieved. So it is like the structure, text, languages, social function, something like that, I think. Okay, next is about how do they design social function, text structure, and language features. So what I have learned in here, so the first is analyze. What do we analyze in here? This is two. So the need in here, what is the need, what is the student need in here? And then what is the purpose? What is the purpose of the social function, text structure, and language feature? Why they made it, and for what and for who? Second is planning the program learning. So the planning the program learning, it is like the arranging the program for the learning material. So the first is we select the method, and then make the material, media, and tools that will be used in the class. And the last, after we arranging the program, the learning program, is the evaluation. It is must be good enough or not good enough. It's something like that. And the last slide is about learning outcomes indicators. So what is learning outcome? So learning outcome are generally treated as assessment standards and equated with the expected levels of learning on the parts of children or students. So learning indicators are attributes in which teacher can assess the students and their learning outcome. So the learning outcome is standard. What will the teacher must be have? And the learning indicators, that is the attribute that teacher can assess the student and their learning outcome. Okay, what is it for? The purpose of learning outcome is to define what each student should know, be able to do, and the disposition that should be acquired over a period of time. And then the learning indicators help teachers and children to achieve these curricular expectations as well as learning outcomes. So, and the last is how to design it. First, prepare for field studies. Second, conduct field studies, the collection, processing, and analysis of data. And the last is compile reports on field result. Okay, next. I think that's all my presentation today about syllabus. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.